I'd like to give y'all some tips on some trim removal. So if you're going to debadge your truck or take the trim off the doors, you see all these different videos telling you to use dental floss or to use a heat gun, but they don't tell you when to use a heat gun or when to use dental floss or how hot to get it. So I'm going to show y'all some stuff here. So easiest thing you can do is get you a heat gun like this. Harbor Freight, eBay, Amazon. This one has high and low temp. It doesn't matter, you can just use high temp. And this badge here, I use little plastic trim tools. Again, Harbor Freight, Amazon, something real cheap. Get you one of these, a heat gun, and something to check the temperature. So you'll heat this badge up, just doing the badge because it has less adhesive on it. So you heat it up, and you don't want to get it over 300 degrees. 300 is where paint can get damaged. So it's hard to do with one hand. Usually I use both. Temp gun in one hand and a heat gun in another. You'll heat it up. You want to get it about 200 degrees. Check the temperature. It's 198, 190, 170, close enough. So when you get it to 200 degrees, it's really easy to move. Like you can see it moving there. You don't really want to pry, you want to kind of get under it. Just that easy. And when you get it up to 200, this here, I'm not even using any pressure. I'm just gliding it against the paint. And it'll just ball up all of your glue. And you just keep going. Now, I've had some glue that is dry rotted, I guess, because age. It doesn't really loosen up that great when you get it up to 200. That's when I recommend doing the dental floss. I'm not gonna lie, I hate the dental floss method. It's just a lot of work. If you have to use that method, that's when I would recommend getting an eraser wheel. So when this stuff won't just ball up and come off like that, it's pretty tough, and you'll have to go at it with the eraser wheel. And I'll be honest, it's a little bit of work too, but that's what it takes. You want to heat it up. If you go to take it off without heating it up and you try prying on it, that's when it'll want to pull the paint off and everything. Now anytime you do this, you don't know what the paint's like under it, so it's do at your own risk kind of thing. I've done cars that are repainted, and for whatever reason it'll pull the paint off, or they paint it over the trim and they didn't take the trim off, and then underneath there is just ugly, and I couldn't even buff it out. Usually after you do this, you can clean it good and it does it decent, but still some light buffing compound, you can just do it by hand and you'll get all this outline and everything off. But yeah, that's my tip. Hope it helps.